Oh, I thought it was going to play the countdown. I guess I didn't figure that part out. Okay, so this is a test to see if I can figure out how to work in StreamYard. And I have nobody in here but me, and that's okay. I'm just going to do some stuff to see what happens. How do I see the chat on here? Oh, is it under comments? Oh, okay. Let me see. I'm going to just type a test chat. Hello. Yep, there it goes. It's a little delayed. Okay, that's good to know. All right, so this again is a test to see if I can figure out how to do this live streaming through StreamYard. I know how to live stream on YouTube, but I have not done it through StreamYard. If I ever want to do an interview or anything, then I have to kind of see how that works. So I guess I could do interviews without it, but StreamYard seems to be what everybody uses, so I thought I would give it a try. Okay, so now I would like to figure out how to share my screen. I only have one person in here, and it's me on my other account. I knew it was just going to be me, and nobody else will probably ever see this, and that's okay. So if anybody does ever happen to see this or happens to pop in on this live, yes, my camera's crappy. This is the one on my laptop. I did not want to go hook up my camera and all that. I will do that eventually. I'm using a gaming mic. I don't know if it is working well or not, but we will see on the playback. If anybody ever pops in, they can tell me. But anyway, so I just wanted to test this and see what's up. So I'm going to see if I can share my screen because I do have a rant that I want to rant about. So now how do what did I just do? Cancel? Okay. I don't know what I just did. I want to screen layout. I want to share my picture. Press Shift 7. Okay. Shift 7. Nope, it did not do that. Okay, how do I share a screen on here? Oh, new layout. I don't know what that means. Add item? Camera slot mute? No. I don't know what that means. I don't. Edit layout. I don't want to do that. How do you share a screen on here? Mute. Present. Is that under present? Share screen. Ha. Okay, that's okay. I want to share this one. Share. All right, so what does it look like over here? Ah, that's what I wanted it to look like. Look at that. So here's my rant about this that's on here. So I keep looking down at my phone because I have it muted, but I have it up on YouTube so I can see what it looks like there and make sure that what I'm doing is what's actually showing up on YouTube. There is a delay, though. It's kind of weird. There's a strange, looks like 2 to 3 second delay. So what I want to share with this, showing you my messenger, how many of you are really happy with the Meta AI on Facebook replacing the real search? The reason I ask that is if you look right here, I was in the Port St. Joe area last week for a family wedding, and I was trying to pull up the menu for Indian Pass Raw Bar. And I was searching on Facebook because when I did a search on regular, just like a regular search, I don't use Google, I use Bing. When I did a regular search on there, it showed that their website was a Facebook page. So I was trying to find the Facebook page so I could go find the menu because, as you probably know, a lot of restaurants just take a photo of their menu and post it as a picture on their Facebook. So I was trying to do that, and instead of just bringing up the stupid Facebook page for Indian Pass Raw Bar, it brought up this little fun fact and information about it, which, interestingly, I've been going to this part of the world since I was 19 and I'm 55. So I know what Indian Pass Raw Bar is. I was just trying to find their page. So that is one of my major rants right now, is that I do not like this Meta AI. I did go in, there were some things on Facebook about how to how to change it, the Meta AI, so it's still there, but it works more like search instead of like something typing you a novel when you just trying to find something. So, but it starts these freaking conversations that you don't ask for. It does this stuff in Messenger. I was trying to find a specific video of Matt Rife and could not find it. I still haven't been able to find it. Thanks to this stupid Meta AI. I would like my search back, Facebook. I would really like my search back. Not that Facebook is listening, but I would really like my search back. So, okay, now let me see if I can unshare my screen. How do I do that? Stop screen. Hey, I'm learning. See, you're never too old to learn. I'm 55, a grandmother of 7, and I still learn. So I see, and it just changed on my phone. So that's how much of a delay there is. I should actually time that. So it doesn't look like anybody's going to show up, and that's fine. I just wanted to test it. I did want to try to interact with someone, but I can interact with myself. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. I can just type a comment on there. Let's see. I'll type one here. And yes, my computer's wiggling because my table is down. It's the table I use for a desk for my office is a table, not a desk. And it's portable because I do expos and things, and I just fold it up and take it with me. And I did an expo, not last week because I was at the family wedding last week, but I did an expo, I think it was the week before. And I just didn't set it back up because I had many other things to do. So right now, this laptop is on a box on the bed in my guest room. So we're in my guest room. This is part of my guest room back here and my grandkid room and all that. So also doubles as a little bit of a storage room. So I'm going to type back to myself, hello, Allison. Let's see what it looks like when it pops up. It does take a little bit. Let's see how long before it pops up on my phone. And we're waiting. We're waiting. We're waiting. It's still not there. There it is. Just popped up. That's a pretty long delay. That's interesting. So I'm going to do this for about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to just log off. We can talk about some other rants. One of my major rants lately, yesterday, between, I would say, definitely in the afternoon. So after noon, and I'm in Eastern time, Eastern Daylight Time. So between noon and about maybe 5 or 6 p.m., I had 4 different attempts to scam me. 4 different attempts. Let me see. I actually have notes on that. Let's talk about it specifically what they were. I made notes because it made me so angry, and I wanted to just. Oh, I don't need to take that off. There we go. Back. Notes for live screen. So one was a text asking if I was looking for remote work, and there is something I have been kind of investigating, exploring as remote work, but a lot of it's scammy. And this person was texting, and I'll go to the text and I'll read it to you. They wouldn't do an email. It really made me mad because they just wouldn't do an email. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. That's not that one. That's Sunday, Monday. This was yesterday, so it would have been Wednesday. There it is. So it started with, excuse me, do you need a remote job? No name, no hello, how are you? And I said, depends on who's asking. They said, thank you for your response. I am Lucinda from Upwork Inc. Now, I've heard of Upwork, and I think it's probably reputable, but if this is how they approach people who are looking for remote work, it's not a good look, not a good customer service way of doing it. We are recruiting for remote working positions. Can I provide you with more information? And I said, via email, sure. And then they said, should I share more information with you? And I said, oh, I see. You're a chatbot. The next response, if you are interested in learning more about this position, may I have the person in charge send you the full details, information. Okay, this is not even correct English. If you are interested in learning more about this position, may I, lowercase I, have the person in charge send you the full details information via WhatsApp. Okay? Question mark. I said, I would prefer email. We currently use WhatsApp for easy communication. By chatting on WhatsApp, you will be able to have a better understanding of this job. We used to process via email as well, but it turned out slow, which caused applicants to get a job very slow. To which I responded, yeah, then I don't think so. It sounds like to me this could be a scam. Real businesses use email. Email isn't slow. It just isn't. It's instantaneous. Their response, Please do not worry. The person in charge will not ask for personal information. They only contact you for specific information that is needed. And I said, I'm not worried because I'm not going to respond to anybody asking for any information. Either somebody can email me the details or the answer is no. I'm a businesswoman. I know how business works. Okay, have a good day. And I said, bye. So that pissed me off because I'm not stupid. And if you really are legitimately from Upworks, then you're not a good representative of Upwork. So they need to have either better representatives or this is a person scamming me. I'm not sure exactly which. So that was the first scam. The second one was a litigation firm saying they needed to verify info on Allison, and they used a previous last name of mine. They had my social security number, my address. So I asked my attorney friend Shannon about that. And I will read you what Shannon said, because I basically asked her, I said, if they have all that information already and they are truly a litigation firm. Oh, and this is the kicker. They said they couldn't give me any information if I didn't verify that I was Allison. And I said, I'm not going to verify whether I'm Allison or not. What is the civil litigation for? What is it about? It wouldn't tell me. They said they had sent something to my mailing address, which of course they had. And I said, well, that's a lie because nothing was received at that address for any kind of civil litigation. So you're lying. And then what was the other thing? Oh, they kept telling me they couldn't give me any information. So they hung up on me. Did I have that part on here? Yeah. The part of it, they hung up on me the first time. Then I called the number directly back and I got another person, different man. The first one that called had a little bit of an accent, which made me a little leery anyway. The second one was very American sounding. And I think it said his name was Steve or something. So he said, of course, they couldn't give me any information, right? But then he said that it was a civil matter, a breach of contract. So now he's telling me information about what it's about. Wouldn't tell me who, but told me it was about breach of contract. And of course, I have no contracts with anything other than 2 credit cards, which I pay on a timely manner. And then they said they sent mail to my address, which again, I said, no, you didn't. And of course, I received nothing in the mail, which I told him. Then the guy said this is me talking to Shannon through Messenger. Shannon's my attorney friend. And then the guy said he wasn't going to go around and round and argue with me and they would pursue further. I told him to go right ahead and he hung up on me. So I asked her, am I right in assuming that if it's a legit legal firm and they have all that info, they simply serve the person, not harass them on the phone? Because in my experience, and I've not been served, but I know people who have, if there's a civil litigation happening, a divorce, whatever it might be, and there's a court action, you are served paperwork. The sheriff's department or a serving company that contracts with an attorney or whoever, they serve you paperwork. They don't harass you on the phone. So what she said was, no, ma'am, I have found that they will still try to harass you, mostly because they are probably past the statute of limitations. And in some cases, they're trying to get people to pay anyway. If they pass the statute and they file it, it can be defended against. If you just voluntarily pay over the phone, they can get their money and run away. So I would say sometimes it's legit or halfway legit or not legit. And then she said, LOL. So it could have been legit, but still, that's not, to me, if you want for me to respond to some kind of civil litigation, then serve me the correct documentation. And that's what I told her. I said, well, they can serve me if they want something. And she said, yes, I agree with you. And I knew she would. As an attorney, she's going to tell you, do not answer anything over the phone. If they need something, then they can certainly serve you documentation. You can be served with court documents. All right, that was number 2. Number 3, right after call number 2, which is the litigation firm, there was somebody else asking for Allison with a very old last name. Now, full disclosure, I was born with one name, of course. Then I got married at 19 and divorced at 26. That was the name they tried to, this third call was calling me on. After I got divorced at 26, I got married again, was married for 16 years, got divorced from that gentleman. He was still a really good friend. Father of my stepdaughters and my grandchildren, grandfather to all my grandchildren. I don't have any children of my own. We were still very close. I'm still close to my stepdaughters and my grandchildren. Even the ones that were born after he and I divorced, call me Grammy, come here to spend the night with me, all kind of stuff like that. So then he passed away since we divorced with cancer, and now I'm married again. So I have like yet another last name. I know I sound like Susan Lucci's character on All My Children. I have so many last names. But he asked for me by my first married name, which was decades ago. So they were asking for me, and they were talking about some energy reduction plan for homeowners. And I kept having to say, I don't need energy reduction. I'm not a homeowner, because I'm not. This is my husband's home. I married into it. My name is not on the deed, which is fine. I'm the inheritor. So if he passes, I get the house. We are talking about doing a quick claim at some point to change it, but I'm not sure if we're going to follow through or not. It's fine. I'll get it in whether it goes through probate or not. That's fine too. That doesn't bother me. But in any case, so that one was like, oh, so sorry, because I told them, that's not the last. Oh, and the second one, the one that was the litigation firm, they kept mispronouncing my previous married name. And I said, if I was that person, I wouldn't know it, because you're clearly mispronouncing the last name. Oh, I didn't mean to offend you. I'm like, you're not offending me. I'm just telling you you're not pronouncing it correctly. And then the fourth one at 9:30 p.m. last night, I got an automated quote, online banking transactions are about to be released. If you don't recognize these transactions, press 1. And it wasn't is it a toll free? I can't remember. It might have been an 855. No, 855 was the litigation firm, which I did look that phone number up. I always do this. I look the phone number up. I looked that phone number up, and it's owned by capital letters ATL, lowercase letter A, and then a capital S. And I looked that company up, and what they are is a toll-free number managing company. So it doesn't even trace to the actual litigation firm or whoever that was. Kind of weird. But this one I did look up as well. I tried calling it back immediately. And of course that number is not in service. So they spoofed somebody's phone number for this and wanted me to press 1. So clearly that was a scam. So 4 different scams using different means, all from noon till 9:30 last night. It was probably later than noon. I want to say it was like 2:30, 3 o'clock when the first one came through. So that's my rant. My rant is AI is stupid on Facebook, the Meta AI replacing search, and that scams are getting out of hand. And I'm savvy to this stuff. I worry about the older people like my mom and the people that I used to work with when I was doing senior care, which I did for decades. I worry about people who aren't savvy and don't understand that this is a scam. They scare people. I actually have a client right now with my organizing company that she got scammed out of, I want to say $3,000 or $5,000 through one of those type of scams. Like, she got a phone call, it scared her, so she paid the money, and of course that money's gone, and it wasn't anything legit, which she found out later. But in her defense, she has some pretty decent medical issues right now, and when she's in pain, it makes her not think straight. So hopefully her pain's going to get under control soon. She went to the doctor today, in fact, and trying to get her pain under control. So hopefully that'll be controlled and she'll be in a little bit better state of mind. But in any case, I worry about older people who don't get these scams, and they think that, they really have to pay this money. Or the one that's really horrible is the one that where a family member calls, like a grandchild or something like that, and they think it's them because the voice sounds enough like them. And I think in some cases they do actually capture the voice of that person and use AI to reproduce it. And they think that their grandson is in trouble and they need money, so they send money, and of course their grandson's fine. They don't think to say, give me the phone number where you are, and then I'll call you back in a minute, and then call that person to see, hey, did you call me? And of course they didn't. So, I mean, most of the time, I guess there's a couple, it could be legitimate at some point, but most of the time those are not. So that's my rant. Meta AI sucks, and scammers suck as well. One of my favorite channels is Scammer Payback. I watch him quite a bit. I love when he takes somebody, a scammer, for their money and deletes all their files and somehow gets all their money out. And they take that money and they try to give what they can back to people to make them whole again that have been scammed by that scammer. So that's pretty cool. So if you've never watched Scammer Payback channel, that's a good channel to watch. All right, so I'm going to end this. This is just a test. Nobody showed up, which is fine. Probably nobody will watch it on the replay either, which is fine. So anyway, so if you do watch this on the replay, thanks for watching. And next time I'll actually have makeup on maybe. And we're going to do some support group type things for people who are caring for someone with congestive heart failure or other heart problems. We may even make it for anybody caring for someone else who's responsible for their care in some way. And then I'm also going to do a series on scams. We're going to actually talk about the scams, and I'm going to screenshot things and actually put them up so people can see. A lot of people who use YouTube understand scams, but I would like to set up a library so that families can go and say, here, watch this, Mom. I'm going to show this to you. This is how these scams work. So anyways, if you did watch this after the fact on the replay crew, since I don't have anybody live but myself on my other account, then thank you if you do show up to watch it, and just stick around and maybe I'll be doing some more.